Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call please.
Mr. Bland,
Here.
Mr. Moran, and Mr. Robinson.
I should be here hopefully momentarily. Miss Ozier is excused. If the acceptance of the invoices, please.
Actually, we can skip that. We will do it until next month, or next week.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
You can skip down to May if you'd like.
No, that's fine. I'll just go to the administrator's report. You got I see what you did. All right. All right, administrator's report, please.
All right, good afternoon. Just a few quick updates. The Bridgetown Road nuisance that everybody's been looking at. If you've been by that house, the front is completely cleaned up. They're still working a little bit on the back. Yeah, I know you have to drive by every day. So once we have the final cost put together, we'll be putting a lien on that property for the cost of the cleanup, and they're aware of that. Love the drop. So, fire contract with the villages. We received a counter proposal from the village employees. I spoke with Mayor Meir last Friday from Addison. Their village finance committee meeting was going to be last Friday. She promised to send me something that she didn't get around to it. So we still don't have anything back from them. And North Bend sent us a counter offer similar looking at right now. So I want to thank Trustee Volrath and our legal counsel Alex Ewing, and I worked on those proposals over the winter, or excuse me, over the weekend. And Alex actually left the school board retreat a little early to get our stuff done on Saturday, so we were able to get the proposals out to all three villages. So, Trustee Volrath and I will be meeting with the village things administrator Justin Hayden and Councilperson Bolton tomorrow evening to discuss their contract. Hopefully we'll be able to get things worked out then. Jordan Road, I was going to have an update on that, but that project is right now potentially on hold. We're going to continue as far as we can right now, but it may have been a roadblock, and we'll see where that goes. Fire levy informational meetings, just so everyone knows. We set those meetings for April 3rd and I believe April 19th, and that doesn't look like the right date. But a Thursday and a Saturday.
That's right.
It is okay.
I have the 26th.
I have 26.
We agreed last meeting.
In our other email, we had, our other email was started in 19.
I thought we
I'm
said-
fine with the 26. So we need to make it clear right now.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the 19th as well. That's what I have in my calendar.
You know, I have the 3rd and 19th on my calendar. We can do the 3rd and 26th.
I thought we did 3rd and 19th, so we would have time for another before election day if we chose.
We need to.
Are you available that day, Mike?
And the only thing, so we brought up, so that's Easter weekend. That's why it was originally proposed for the 19th. Then we realized that it was Easter, the day before Easter, between Good Friday and Easter. So then we said the 26th. If we were going back to the 19th, I'm okay with that. I just want everybody to be aware that that's Easter weekend, if that matters or not. I don't know.
I know a lot of people do travel that way.
But that's that people will attend or not attend with that, or
We can just go back to the 26th and just make it so there's no confusion about it. Just do the 3rd and 26th. Then if we feel like we need to call it, we could.
Yeah.
Before.
So I do have a commitment, I've changed the date, but, from the Hamilton County Auditor's Office, have somebody out to one of those two meetings to, discuss the difference between TIP funds and explain how levies work, and, they'll also spend a couple minutes talking about what the auditor's office does, because a lot of people don't know that they do so many different things, even issuing dog license. So, I told them that we were more than glad to have them out a little bit about what they do.
I think the third.
I suggested that for them, and because I'd rather have them out early, and then again, if we need it. So, they have a new person who's handling that for them, scheduling for Auditor Miranda, and he's been very easy to work with. So, later tonight, under new business, I'm asking you for approval for a new washing machine for the firehouse. I just wanted to let everybody know that it's a commercial unit, which is required. And that is replacing a 19-year-old unit that was moved from the old station down in East Miami. And they were trying to make it last, but it's to the point where it won't stand. It would cost more to fix. If they could even buy parts for it at this age, then what a new one costs.
It's 19 years old.
Yeah.
Or else we need to put that in the record.
It's 29 years old. It came from the old station before that this building was built.
So it's 29
It's
years
29
old.
years old.
I think we got our money's worth out.
Yes.
So also, later tonight, we've talked, and this is something that we've talked about since I got here, was upgrading the AV system in here. I have a price from Pearstown to provide 2 cameras, a controller, and a unit that'll put the cameras will be controlled soon. So not only can we use them for our meetings, we can use them for other events in this room as well. And we'll be able to record direct to a USB drive, and we can broadcast these meetings live on YouTube, and then it'll stay on their YouTube channel for people who can't watch during the meeting. So I think that'll be a nice upgrade. I just wanted to mention that Mark Rosenberger from Barry Becker has been doing a lot of work on helping us get finished up down at June Memorial Park. And also we've been working on the parking lot at West Park, and that's coming along nicely. He had an outside person do a cost estimate on the expansion at West Park, and his estimate was the expansion as it looks right now would come in at about $3,119,533. I could immediately see some fluff in that, and Mark felt the same. Mark reviewed the estimate because he's more familiar with what we're doing. He felt that the estimate should be more the $2,763,791 range. Just in what I looked at off Mr. Frondor's estimate, there was an easy $250,000 in there. Yeah, I think he was just being very conservative in his estimate. So as later on tonight, we're going to have before you a contract for construction drawings and permits. If you decide to move forward with that at this time, then we'll be able to hone that cost in a little better once we actually have the drawings and permits. Pick playground equipment. The playground equipment is really, really expensive right now. So no matter who you get it from. But if you take a look at the equipment that has not been down to the June Memorial Park, that's going to be a really nice playground for the kids.
100% agree.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful. So neat.
And as soon as the weather's decent down there, and we've got a few rocks and things to clean up because it's subgrade, they're going to put the artificial turf in. So I'm hoping maybe in the next couple of weeks, you guys can set a grand opening there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We need to set that grand opening day so we can have it.
Yeah, So,
So the original estimate was 3.2.
3.119. That was the outside consultant's marks was 2.763. So if we move forward, it'll be somewhere between those two numbers. I'd say there's room in that outside consultant estimate because I don't think he's familiar with the area. But, so I'm not sure that we'll get down to marks. He thinks we can, and I hope we can. But, like I say, once we get a little further into actual construction drawings, we'll know better. And while this has taken some time to actually start, on the IT portion of our township, we've been in conversations with IMS in Bellicor since last fall, and it's taken longer than expected, but Bellicor actually had a kickoff meeting with us yesterday, and we were really surprised. They actually they made some immediate recommendations and things, and they had somebody on site today as part of their 24/7 service. So this is included in their contract. So there's no extra cost, but Kim will tell you that he spent a good time in just our offices. He got over to the fire department side. I don't know how far he got, but he said he would be back until he was finished getting their stuff installed. So off to a good start with that. That's all I have.
Okay. Mark, public presentation to the public rest of be on the agenda. Mark, do you want to address the board at all?
I have nothing, Jim pretty much explained it as where we're at right now.
Okay. All right, anything from the public, Mr. Moore?
What's the update? What's the hold on Jordan Road water main? Why all of a sudden it's on hold? We've been working on this for over a year.
Yeah, so do you want to comment?
Just right now, it's just a matter of getting together with Eric and Sage to, and also Eric back at the county to talk about how we're going to get either under or on the bridge to get across Jordan Creek. And we've just not been able to schedule that meeting.
So you're basically saying it's on hold for a undetermined amount of money. A meeting can't be set up and the determination on how you're going to get that water main on the other side of that creek is going to take a long time from what you're explaining.
I don't expect it to take a long time.
Well, hold sounds like a long time to me.
Well, I will say this, let me comment on this, Mr. Barnes. So right now, our main two priorities, I don't want to misrepresent what Jim said, not really on hold. I would say it's tentatively put on hold. And I use that because the main two things we're concentrating on right now in the township is getting the contract signed by our EMS with 3 delivery, because no signed contract means no service. So that's our number 1 priority. And our number 2 priority is our levy in May. But by no means, I don't think it's a tentative thing. Right now, we've only got 3 weeks left after this week to get those contracts signed with the villages. Then we will, then I believe we can move forward and try to get those meetings going. And with Cleves and the water works and move forward on that. So that's our main 2 criteria, the main 2 issues. So we're only talking 3 weeks.
And hopefully less.
But I feel confident after we get these.
Well, I'm going to ask you the same question next month, and I hope to have that.
I hope that
No,
was
that's
better
fine.
answer for you.
That's fine.
Because it's.
And I think we should be
It
moving
sounds to me
forward.
like it's a money issue somewhere that we're holding this up.
No, I wouldn't say that. Not
I mean,
at all.
it was never mentioned that you had to have a meeting with Cleve and all that. It was, we're gonna move forward with the Jordan water main. We've talked about the water fill station. I guess that's been on the back burner. We couldn't decide where we were gonna put that. We know we gotta move a little bit of the main from East Miami River Road under that property where the park's gonna be. And I thought we had a drawing, a tentative drawing already on Jordan Road.
We do. And they're refining it, and I was hoping to have that put on the projector tonight, and it's just not quite there. And, have that to actually show everyone at the next meeting on the 19th.
So if you get a fire contract with Cleves, am I right? Am I saying this wrong? In the next couple of weeks?
We're still moving forward. We're just concentrating on those right now. Right after March 31st, we're gonna reach out to Cleves and Waterworks and try to move forward on them. That's my feelings on it, unless
I really think that we're,
Mr. Borat feels differently.
I don't want to speak for Tim, but we have a meeting set up with Cleves tomorrow with their administrator, and the head of their finance committee chair.
So the word I'm getting, if you guys don't get something worked out with Cleves, you can forget the water.
I wouldn't
wouldn't say
necessarily
that.
say that.
Okay, I hope.
We want to move forward. The township wants to move forward.
With the installation of water.
That's correct. On Jordan Road. We have no qualms about saying that. We want to move forward and expect to move forward with Waterworks cooperation and Cleve's cooperation.
And I wholeheartedly believe that Cleves Waterworks wants that to happen as well. They want that line out in the middle of that creek.
That's all I got. Thank you so much.
Right, anything else from the public before we move forward? All right, old business. Mr. Brett, do you wanna take over and bring up what we need to cover on old business and new business? And would you like to
Yeah, I
do
can.
that?
I can do that. I pretty well gave you the Jordan Road update in my report. I was hoping to have a new drawing to project up and show everybody, but hopefully next meeting.
So, go ahead. So,
And then the West Park expansion, we have a proposal from Bear Becker that's in your packet to do the, I would like to just keep on schedule. We would have to approve the construction drawings and permitting contract portion. A total of $95,530. And the rest of it is construction. And it's not all that much more if you wanted to approve it all at once. I wasn't sure if you wanted to act on that now, if you wanted to wait, but I wanted to know that that's the next step.
I would like to move forward with, because Bear Becker wants to move forward on this, and so do I. Right now, there's the construction drawing and permitting contract, is that correct, Mark?
Repeat that, I'm sorry.
Right now, what you need to move forward is the construction drawing and permitting contract.
Yes,
That's
yes.
approved by the board and we presented.
Not so much the,
$95,500.
yeah, not the construction, just our, to get our CDs in.
To where we need to be in May.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So no, I'll mention again that the park is being paid for out of TIF funds,
Correct.
just so that everybody knows we're not dipping into the general fund for that. For
It's totally separate from the fire department.
fire funds can only be, the fire levy money can only be used for fire and EMS services. General fund money can obviously be used for anything, but this is a 100% TIF funded project. So everybody knows.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Good.
Well, I advised that we not bring this topic up 2 meetings ago, and I advised that we not bring it up this past meeting, and I realize I'm going to bring it up this meeting, but and particularly, I think that it's not the best approach to do this on Wednesday at our working meeting, the team meeting, and I think that if we were insisting on bringing it up, that at the very least it could have been at our third Wednesday at 6 o'clock, or our residents could attend. All that being said, tomorrow night we have a land use committee planning meeting and open house where we're inviting the public to attend for an hour, and I don't anticipate that that's going to change the land use, the 5-year land use plan whatsoever, but it at least allows the public to view it and understand it and ask questions, and then we're going to adopt that. They get to see it and it's being presented. I said this previously, and I'll reiterate it again. I know that that Trustee Blanton has said that the committee of 5 for the parks got a chance to weigh in, but I still think that now that we're finally getting numbers, that we owe it to our public, the residents, to have a say in whether they are supportive of the park project or not. I personally am supportive of the project in general, but I still think the timing of this is not well thought out, that we should not be doing it. I heard you say that the 2 priorities are the levy, passing the levy, and the contracts with the villages. That's music to my ears, and that is exactly in line with what I said our priority should be in between now and the next few months. There should be public safety, roads, and township operations. And I don't know that parks fits in that list unless you think that parks are just as important as public safety. I don't know if you do. But, well, that was a question, but if you're not going to answer it, I'll continue. So my concern is that we have this estimate of somewhere between 2.763 or 2,763,000 and 3,119,000. And I'm also concerned about how confident we are that that's where we're going to be, because essentially it makes no sense for us to spend $95,000 unless we're moving forward with the project. So essentially, we're deciding right now on whether we're moving forward with the project. Can we agree on that, that it doesn't make sense to do that unless we're moving forward?
You're making a statement.
Okay. All right. Well, can I then take, if you don't want to talk about that, I will say that I took it upon myself to engage with 22 individuals, and I asked whether, just generically, without any teeing anything up, just saying, do you know what TIF is? And do you understand? Because we had a debate last meeting about that. And of the 22, 7 of them were township elected officials and or township administrators. 15 of them were residents. And I just said, do you know what TIF is? Do you understand that? And I can tell you that of the 22, the 7 township trustee or elected or administrators said that they do not believe that any of their residents, or I should say, the vast majority of their residents do not understand the difference between TIF and fire fund and general fund and all that other stuff. Of the 15 residents, I asked 2 said that they had heard of TIF, but they really didn't understand what it was. And the rest had never heard from TIF. So my final point is that we have to manage this project if we're going to go forward. And in comparison, we are wrapping up Pat and June Park, and I was supportive of Pat and June Park, and I think that that's a fantastic thing to do. However, again, as I've said before, wanting something and paying for something are 2 different things. So I've done some research in the last day that since I learned that this was going to be added to the agenda, I see that in the current amount that we are either have paid or are committed to paying is $951,000 for Pat and June Park. Or is everyone aware of that? Okay, so in November of 2023, we were moving forward and I'm asking, what is the cost? What is this going to cost us? Because again, I don't vote for things unless I know what it's ultimately going to cost us. And on November 1st of 2023, Trustee Blanton said the total project should cost between $350,000 and $500,000. That was stated on the record, $350,000 to $500,000 for the total project cost. And as we sit here today, we're at $951,000. So my concern is that we don't know what's happening with Addison. We don't have fire contracts with the villages signed. And we have a levy coming up in 2 months. And we're basically committing to moving forward with the park extension right now as it is currently planned. So with all that, again, I don't think this is the time, but if my colleagues insist that we move forward and vote, there's nothing that I can do.
Any comments? Mr. Fuller?
I would say, we'll go back to that part for a minute and say, the same fear that I have here is cost continues to rise, right? So now we end up waiting, cost continues to go up. And like what happened with the roundabout. The commitment here, and I want to understand, and maybe you can help me with this 95,000 for construction drawings and permitting contract. That would nothing would start until May, June.
Yes, I had I gave the gentleman last week the dates. I was thinking we would award a contract for construction in mid-June. Construction would start by the end of June.
So we would have to approve, we put out the bid in late May.
Yes. So the this board, after we do the details and drawings and further refine the cost estimate after we get done with the full design, this board will resolve putting it out to bid.
Right.
And then at that time we would award a bid. Now there's another mechanism you can do on here. We just with the existing part, we had line items. We had line items basically, and you can pull things out if it's an issue. Do other things in it, but it's the construction costs are really out of hand. It's just what it is, and we have no control over that right now until things slow down in the economy. But it's just been. That's about all I can tell you now. So,
but with the uncertainty of Addison, the fire levy and other things, that's why I'm concerned about committing to that. And I understand that the costs are what they are right now, but they are extremely high.
it could be higher next year.
Others are insisting that we move forward right now, but it's really high. So,
Yeah.
So I will say this, fire levy that we have on is very important, and it has no concern over our tip fund. Whether people, if you're saying our residents don't understand it, then we can put that in our notice because we're going to send out notice to the public, to our residents in the township where the levy comes up anyway. So it has no bearing whatsoever on our fire levy passing or non-passing. Nor the 3 contracts with the villages. We just didn't start this a year ago or 2 years ago. We've been in the process of this for at least 4 to 5 years, if I remember correctly. So we purchased 2 lots. I know that's been 5 or 6 years ago. Then we were in negotiations for at least 2 years with Baxter. We finally got that. The board then was Jack Reniger, Paul Back, and myself. We all had a vision to expand Money Township West Park, especially when we got it completed and it was utilized by our residents so much. Not only our residents, Lee's residents, Addison, North Bend, our whole area of Money Township. And we made a commitment to move forward on this then. Now the board has changed now. And the board has to approve it now, and I understand that. This is not something that we just started on in the last year or two. This is something that's been in the works for 5 to 6 years at the minimum, and it might be more than that, I'm not sure. So I would like to make a commitment to moving forward with the $95,000 for the construction drawing and permitting contract with Bear Becker. It's $95,530, and I'll make that a motion.
Second.
Mr. Boland,
Yes.
Mr. Bland,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
And I will vote no, with the caveat that again, I am supportive of the expansion of West Park as well. And I think that we should keep our commitment, but I think that now is not the time to do it. So I would be a different story if we were talking about this when we have clarity once it is.
All right, new business, Mr. Brett?
All right, so everything we have here is falls under our category of roads and safety things. First item we have is the Bobcat that the maintenance department has been working with is in horrible shape. I got to use it to unload the material on a holiday up here, and I can't believe that we're even asking them to use it. It's in the appropriation to be replaced this year. The cost of that unit is $65,360.89. All our attachments fit the new Bobcat, so we don't have to buy anything new to go with it. So my recommendation is that we approve that and get that ordered for the maintenance
All
department.
right, any discussion? Mr. Borat? All right, I'll make a motion that we move forward with the replacement of the Bobcat. It's in the budget to be replaced at $65,360.89.
Second.
Mr. Borat,
Yes.
Mr. Bland,
Yes.
and Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
So I have the next unit's age incorrect. We're asking for approval to purchase a Machine X washer, a commercial unit for the fire department. I had put down that the unit that we have now is 19 years old. The chief just told us it's 29 years old and came from the old building that was here. We certainly have got our money's worth out of that unit. Too old to buy parts for it, too costly to replace. New unit is $15,643.16. My recommendation is that we move forward with that purchase.
All right, any discussion? Mr. Borat?
No, we'll make a motion to move forward to Machine X washer 15,643.60.
Well, second.
Mr. Borat?
Yes.
Mr. Bland?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Next up, I mentioned this in my report. This is something that we've been wanting to do since before I got here. An upgrade to the AV unit in this room. This would be cameras, a video controller, small mixer for this room. 2 cameras that would be mounted in the rear and probably the side if we wanted to do something sideways. This would be something that you could set so that we were just at a standard picture or a view of the room, or they're both handheld Zoom. So if we had a presentation going on, we could zoom into it. You could also, instead of trying to zoom into the projector, you could also run the whatever's being shown directly through the mixer. Cost on that is $9,648.25. We had a cost of just for 2 cameras last year at about $7,800. So we're getting a lot more bang for our buck with this system. And, my recommendation is that we do that. This will also allow us to, as I mentioned, broadcast direct to YouTube live, and then we're setting up a new YouTube channel to keep our videos on, and we'll have those connect to our minutes page so that somebody wants to go look at the minutes and wants to see the meeting, they'll be able to do that. So, it'll be an upgrade all the way around to the website and to the meeting room.
Are these, I guess, movable type cameras? Can we move them from this room if we have a public meeting over there? Can we move these things?
No, they're mounted. And I do have a cost for that over there. I just didn't think we'd want to look at that expense right now. They could install those over there, same type system. But they have a lot more cabling pulled, and I thought that we should wait on that. But if you'd like, I can send you that.
Yeah, so Jim and I had a lot of conversations about that. So we have actually another proposal, different proposal for that room. And I think that this board should discuss what all we want as far as functionality in that room, because we do have different events and things. And I think we could better utilize that to stay consistent with what we've been saying and what I've been saying before for the levy. Jim and I have talked, and I think that this is more operational and just making sure that we can deliver the video to our residents on the website, which obviously has been a priority of mine and that we've been talking about for a long time. So, but I think this board should definitely have that discussion.
I'm going to ask them if they have something that we could, if we don't have, we have a big enough crowd. If we have a small crowd like we had for most of the ambassadors meetings, so they could easily fit in here and we could use the new system.
That's what I mean, and that's what we're gonna have to look at. We have 99% of our meetings a year. Do we want that expense to spend in that big room, which would be multiple cameras, but I mean, we're willing to talk about it and look at it in the future.
So, yeah, that's, we weren't ready for that tonight. So, and believe me, nothing would make me happier than to have so many people here for the fire levy meetings, so we have to hold it in those rooms.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing else. I'll make a motion that we approve the $9,648.25 for clear sound design.
Second.
Mr. Borat?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes,
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
All right, on to some good news. We have 3 part-time firefighters that have made it through the process that the chief is recommending for hiring. Jackson McGowan, Christopher Reeves, and Tanner, help me with the last name, chief.
Wheeler?
So obviously these are part-time positions, so they're not anything that's gonna raise our cost. But that just gives us more people to fill in empty shifts.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve part-time firefighter Jackson McGowan, Christopher Reeves, and Tanner.
I see 2 names that are there that are the same. There's nothing that's.
There's no relation.
One's A and one's E.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that, there wasn't any concerns. Okay. So did you?
Yeah, I made that motion.
Second?
Mr. Borat?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes,
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
So, we normally try to send 2 to 3 of our firefighters through medic school every year. And the chief is recommending Ashley Beck and Mike McCowan to be the 2 that we send to the medic school this year.
I will make a motion. We approve the medic school for the new firefighter Jackson back.
Second?
Mr. Borat?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
yes.
And Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I have under new business. I am the public comments earlier. I am suggesting that we have a couple of items that fall under pending or imminent court action, and our attorney is available for a phone call, and I am suggesting we do an executive session for that.
All right, I'll read it into the record. To the conference with public body's attorney concerning pending or imminent court action by Division G3 of Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Court action is pending. If the suit has been commenced, court action is imminent, or if it is on the point of the happening or impending. So I will make a motion that we go into executive session with Mr. Brett's recommendation.
And Mr. Volrath, Mr. Bland,
Yes.
Mr. Robert.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. All right, we're back from executive session. Can I get a motion to go back into regular session?
Are we on?
Good. I'll make a motion, come back to executive session and regular session.
Second.
That's right. And Mr. Volrath,
Yes.
Mr. Bland,
Yes.
Mr. Rob.
Yes.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn.
We'll second.
Mr. Bland.
Yes.
Mr. Rivers.
Yes.